Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It's Dangerous to Go Alone, our every other Sunday Hotfix show celebrating cooperative speedruns. We just had an adorable and wonderful run of Kiwi, and now we have a run of It Takes Two coming up, which I'm very, very excited to see. You know, we have two games released in the same year, but drastically different mechanics, and we're going to have a great time. Before we jump into that, just want to say that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support our weekly Hotfix content. So please consider subscribing if you enjoy these shows. It would really, really help us out, and we would super appreciate it. And, you know, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, come on over to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. We have live content every single day, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. This week is a bit different. Tomorrow, Hotfix is taking off for Labor Day, but we'll be back Tuesday at 7 p.m. for random number generation randomizers, followed by aimbot, which is first-person shooters. But with that said, I'm so excited to get ready to see our second co-op run of the day. We have It Takes Two with G-lint, and it's Bytez. How are y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Great.
Oh, we're squishing. We're squishing.
Yeah,
I like it.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm G-lint, and I'm being joined by Bytez today, actually.
Yeah.
I cannot. I did not pronounce that right. I am so sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I'll be playing May, which is the character on the left-hand side of your screen. And
We'll be playing Cody.
Yeah. And we're also joined by Lemura, who's another member of our community who will be doing commentary.
Hello, that's me.
This Lemura.
Awesome. Are we ready to jump right into this awesome game?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about it before we start, Court?
I don't think so. I think I've never seen the full run of this, but I know this game was like very positively reviewed. It's a fantastic game, and I was so happy to see it in the mainstream as like a co-op game. So I'm sure as we get into it, I'll have some great questions as we're rolling.
This is a very exciting 3D platformer. So, very excited to show it off. Ready, Bytes?
I am ready.
All right. So this is It Takes Two. It's a game that is mostly a 3D platformer, but you're going to see a glitch.
Oh, has the timer started, by the way?
Oh, it has, yeah. Have fun doing that.
Okay,
but
cool.
We're going to do one of the very few glitches in the run right at the beginning here. Hopefully he got it. He did. By picking up and dropping the fuse and resetting from checkpoint, we can duplicate one of the fuses right at the beginning and skip most of the puzzling in the first subchapter, and that's the first subchapter done. Now it's a lot of gameplay, so we're just going to hand off commentary to Lem to explain most of the movement and general mechanics of the game while we do platforming and stuff.
Yeah, so the movement system in It Takes Two is actually pretty complex. The main form of movement that we are going to be seeing is dashes and time dashes. The time dashes being whenever you see like a gust of wind coming off of them when they're dashing, they get like a tiny bit of extra speed boost. Other than that, you have your classic jump, double jump ability, and you have stuff like slide jumps that's going to give you more height, and you go further, you get some more speed off of that. And everything, all of the different movements stuff have their place in the run. There is like frog jumps, which we are going to be seeing a bit of here and there. Did I miss anything?
Not really, no. Basically, lots of movement stuff, very cool movement stuff. We just climbed an entire wall out of bounds to skip like all the regular platforming in this stage. And now we got to get rid of our old vacuum because it's causing problems for us. It's a little gruesome, but you know.
It's fine.
We have to do, yeah.
You know,
it's also
really impressive that we both got that climb. It's very rare that we both get there.
No, normally it's a good time to explain that this game kind of has a bit of a catch-up mechanic with checkpoints, but we actually both made it, which is a nice little bit of time save, and then also looks really cool when both people make it all the way up.
Yeah. So yeah, for this boss, we switched to 30 FPS for this last interaction here. Just makes the mashing a little bit faster. We're going to switch back to 120 after we get to the next level. Vacuum boss dead.
Oh.
Not dead, but, you know. Oh.
Went to dev menu by accident.
Menuing
Classic.
is the hardest part of any speedrun. It is the law.
This is very true.
Yeah.
This is why I play May and not Cody, because Cody has to do way more menuing.
A little bit. Just a few menu graphic switches. You know, making sure we get everything together. Oh.
So
I got it.
the checkpoints in most of these levels and a lot of levels, but particularly Shed, all of the later ones are usually active from the
very
beginning.
nice. Also, I don't know if any of you play this game casually, but the toolbox is dead now. What happens if
That's
the
a boss.
hitbox is active? An area, so this is a very well-paced Shed right now.
This is backpack. We're gonna go backwards to the last checkpoint. The last rail is not active. Ooh! This camera is not nice back here. It's all good.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna get this
Very
trigger
nice.
right here, activates the last rail, and we're able to get to the end of the level here without having to solve any of the puzzles or anything. Rail that we go through the tunnel, but that is the Shed.
Yeah. That
This
is
movement
the-
is beautiful to watch. Wow.
Yeah.
It's really
That
good
is
flow.
the fastest anyone has ever done Shed in a full game before. Which is crazy, but we'll take those.
I don't even have my time up.
Let's open. That was a 330 Shed.
Oh my goodness. Now this is fresh air, some more platforming. Really good flow that goes on the, like first 10 minutes of the run RTA, but also like the actual gauntlet of getting a run through, and we just kind of breezed by that pretty fast.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah.
This is very fast. I have a question from chat. How much more broken is this run than a few months ago?
Very.
So,
It has changed
so-
a bit since the GDQ appearance, yeah.
Yeah, in GDQ, that's what got Lemon to this community, which because of that, we saved about, what was it, 4 minutes now? Since then? Maybe a little more.
minutes,
Yeah. Thanks to Lem finding 2 skips that break the game almost entirely. As well as
An underappreciated fact about GDQ is introducing new people to new speed games and having them break them even more than they are already.
That's the best part. It's like, wait, that was cool. I'm going to do that. And new people don't know what has or hasn't been done. And it's just like, oh, by the way, this happened. And you're like, huh? You sure? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And we all just learn together. It's beautiful.
You can see out here. Yeah, there's a lot of out of bounds movement here. So
Yeah.
might not be able to see that much, but this is actually the first instance of a minigame warp game. That was Tug of War. We barely saw the banner, so we're able to minigame warp to it, and it catches up pretty much every checkpoint up to this area. So now we have a save. If we were to go through this totally out of bounds, that save would not be active unless we were there. Right, that's a little unfortunate for me that I a couple jumps there, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, we'll see minigame warps a few more times throughout the run. But usually the minigames are active pretty early on in the level. So whenever you discover them, they do show up in the minigame menu. And whenever you travel to it, it's you can just progress from there.
Oh,
Oh,
too early.
let's try.
All good. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna be clipping through this wall here. Well, we're gonna
Attempting
attempt to clip through this wall using a rail on the other side. Not very nice right now. I have to put my FPS at really low 30, being able to interact a little bit longer to that rail on the other side. And Glint was just waiting on the other side of the end trigger of the level, and I just caught up all the checkpoints to that point. So we're just able to get to the next sub-chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Bytes didn't get that checkpoint, the game wouldn't actually do anything when Glint would hit it. It would just void them. They would just be falling forever.
There's another bit of movement getting to an out-of-bounds area. Because very end trigger of this section of the level is active for some reason, which is very good. It skips pretty much a big chunk of area. That's good.
Wow.
That checkpoint. Very nice and clean.
We love to see that. We love to see just, I will go to the end of the level. How do you feel about that? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gauntlet of the run done so far. This is like a good pull down section, boating, just taking the view inside this tree that there's an ocean inside of here.
Pretty interesting tree.
Yeah.
It's like a whole lake in it.
Should have had a fishing mechanic.
This is true.
This would have been a 10 out of 10 game. Just had fishing. Actually, we do.
There is fishing. Yeah, there's fishing in Clocktown.
Okay, 10 out of 10. I take that back.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 game. But yeah, like Bytez mentioned, the first 10 minutes of this game is an absolute gauntlet of platforming and like out of bounds movement. But now we just get to hang out on our little boat and just take nice tight racing lines and kind of hang out. Nice relaxing point of the run.
Yeah, there's no other way for us to get any faster with this. The boat is just set at a set speed and just have to play around the world itself. Hit this angle. This gate open. Good to go.
Yeah. Is there anything we would have missed talking about in all that chaos? There's some other mechanics that aren't really intended in the game. We call them like false slides and oysters, which is basically just jumping out of a false slide. Or did you talk about those, Len, by chance, or did I just completely?
No, I forgot those.
Basically, in this game, if you slide off of like a steep slanted surface or just a slanted surface in general, some of them will just give you like an absurd amount of speed, and you'll just get sent flying. And if you jump out of those, you can just get sent flying even further. And then sometimes you can just gain a bunch of speed. We've actually used a couple of them in the run already to cross gaps that normally you shouldn't be able to cross. And basically get out of bounds in certain areas or climb higher in certain places to basically complete areas faster than normal, which is pretty awesome. Something you might have noticed that we have in this chapter that we didn't have in the first one is May has a match gun, and Cody has his sap gun in this chapter. This game has a really cool system where in particular chapters, each character will have a different set of abilities. And in this chapter, we have these, and then like in Clock, which is the chapter after this, or Rose's Room in the chapter after this, we'll have different abilities as well. If I get that, nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Just barely? Nice, okay. Yeah.
Sweet. It's really fun to watch. I even as someone who hasn't played this casually, it is kind of easy to see what is just going through the game fast and what is breaking it, which is great.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
for sure.
the main one that broke this game are the slide jumps that we do, because most of the devs did not realize that there are easy to access areas with a slide jump, because they don't even like introduce it until like late game.
Yeah,
very interesting.
It's Snow Globe, I think, so.
Yeah. And here we're just gonna skip a checkpoint by activating that lantern. You know,
How do the devs feel about those kind of skips that you all have done? Has there been a lot of patching, or they're like, oh, this is cool?
We've actually had...
mostly the latter.
No, we've had a very, very good and healthy
Relationship.
communication,
devs.
relationship with our dev team. It's actually super cool. When the game first initially came out, we had a couple devs that joined our Discord and actually helped develop the first initial version of our speed tools, which like allow you to kind of like save your position and like warp to your position, and like have the initial one had like infinite jumps that let you kind of like explore the map a little bit, potentially find cool skips. Yeah. It was super duper
That's
cool.
beautiful.
Such a-
I love when devs are so supportive of the speedrun community because if you think about it, we're going to be the ones playing it for the most hours possible.
Yeah.
So, and telling people to play it years after it comes out. So
for sure.
that's wonderful. The Celeste developers are very similar and encouraging in that same way.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Maddie. But yeah, no. This is our first break. We could literally AFK for like a minute and a half here, so it's a nice relaxed
long
time.
auto-scroller here. Remember to hydrate.
Oh, so sounds like a AMA time from the audience. Anything you want to ask our wonderful runners and commentators. This is a really cute little auto-scroller, though. Gotta say, I like
We're gonna
it.
hang out.
Catfish here.
Hang out.
We got an
Cosmic
animal.
catfish. We do have an
Does it
animal.
have a name?
I don't know if we ever gave the catfish a name, do we?
We didn't give a name to this one. I don't think we have a name for this or the octopus. We have a name for everything.
Or the octopus, true.
Well, then I think it's chat's time to name it. You know, what nominate some names, please. We can discuss. This is a very beautiful section. The art in this game I really enjoy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I can lock the camera. We can see more of the beautiful scenery here. Look at that.
Yeah.
More catfish out there.
Very nice. Someone has a question. Can you show off color glitch? I don't know what that means, but
Potentially. We shall see.
We could.
okay, cool. What got you two into speedrunning this game? And Skip.
Personally, I initially got into speedrunning back in 2015 with Portal 2 co-op, and I just fell in love with the idea of playing speedruns together with somebody else. And after playing this game casually with my initial speedrunning partner, we both got into the speedrun and decided to run the game. And after that, that's my story. Bytez, how did you get into running this game?
I got into running this game with my original partner, Exodus, who's a member of the Sly Cooper speedrunning community, which is what I started speedrunning from. We just played casually and was like, this shed level is really fun, and I really like the movement of this game. So we're like, let's just speedrun it. We joined the Discord and thought it was some cool strats, and then just fell in love with the game. And didn't get to play the game with Exodus anymore, and moved on to different partners. Mainly, who's Hyper, who's also in the chat. The main person I ran with had record for the first half year.
Yeah,
the game.
We lost him to RuneScape, so they got 7 for our boy in chat.
Incredible. I love co-op speedruns. I think in a way they can be much more chill, which you think would be because you have that other person there with you, and it becomes this kind of push and pull of, oh, I screwed up, let's fix it, you screwed up, let's fix it, instead of, I think sometimes in solo speedruns you can get really hard on yourself because that's the only person that screwed up, or you can get really RNG annoying. So being with someone else I think can be really fun and relaxing in a way, even though it's like intense. We got some bees.
We do.
Use some
wasps, actually.
Some naughty wasps.
No.
Yeah, they don't like that we're in their tree.
We're in their territory right now. So, lore for this section, since we skip all the cutscenes. Basically, the wasps have taken over the nest, and we have been enlisted by the squirrels to get rid of them because they want their tree back. So they gave us these squirrel tech weapons, which are the match and sap gun, to help get rid of stuff. This is Hector. He really likes nectar. Shot that so late, but I think we're fine.
Be good. We'll be a little late on this jump.
It's a bit slow, yeah.
Yeah, we love Hector. We love jumping around with him.
Yeah.
Jumping with Hector is actually a lot faster for this auto scroller here. He's a very nice guy. Giving us a ride to the wasp's nest here. We promised him some nectar.
Yeah.
We love our animal friends.
Yeah.
This is
nectar
great.
is yummy.
Gonna try to avoid taking much damage. You know, protect our animal friend.
No, definitely not.
One interesting thing to mention is that you see that the saving icon shows up a lot here, meaning there's a lot of checkpoints here, but they're all tied to the vehicle that we're riding. They're not tied to May or Cody. So even if we got here out of bounds, we can't like progress the game from any of these checkpoints since we don't get them.
Yeah, you would notice that we skip a lot of stuff because there's always an active checkpoint, but since these are tied to certain different parameters, we're not always able to skip everything. And sometimes we're able to skip cutscenes itself with just a restart cutscene or restart checkpoint. You don't always need to skip them by holding down the button for so long. And this is the Wasp Queen. This doesn't look like an ordinary wasp. It's actually Squirrel Tech that they gave to a spy that's gone rogue. What we're gonna do now is destroy that with our weapons. We kind of made up our own method to defeating this boss a little bit more efficiently. Within like the last week, Clint and I have been grinding this, making sure that it's always consistent, the same way that we do this. Because each
She's
armor
a
piece
little
is like
higher right now, but
yeah, each armor piece has
okay.
individual amounts of health. We're just making sure that each piece, each phase has the less amount of health needed before actually destroying it. Some nice safe spots here because
yeah.
you know we don't want to play sometimes. We gotta play fast. Get over here.
I mean, if you could choose between stressful and not stressful, I'm gonna sit in the safe zones. Like, it just makes sense. I really love the incorporation of like the rail mechanic into the boss fight here too, because that's very neat.
Oh. I did see someone in chat mention, ask if this game was girlfriend friendly. And I'd say this game was like almost very much designed with the idea of it being someone's almost like first video game. Casually, there's like a lot of things like they introduce you to general video game mechanics and things that like would like be a little bit complicated for the first person, like someone's first time playing a video game. You don't know that people can jump twice and stuff like that, so they do a very, very good job of introducing concepts and stuff like that to new players. Yeah, just not enough, but that should be. Ooh, now it can. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't even see that piece of stat, but we'll take those, I guess.
Just hanging by a thread now.
Yeah.
Making sure I sep everything around here.
Oh, I landed on the sword.
good.
That's unfortunate.
That's the Wasp Queen gone.
Also,
We'll get to see who it was. Who was in that armor?
There's
Bumblebee.
Oh, it's the little bumblebee. All right, this skip has changed since the game's last appearance on GDQ. Before we had to fly through this entire section and kind of flip through something near the end, but now this attempt to clip in a little bit earlier.
It's all right.
But
It's all right.
yeah,
We'll get it this time.
I believe. But basically, before you, this is like a pretty intense section where you would fly through. Like May has to turn around, like shoot some stuff. We're getting chased by squirrels because they realized that we betrayed them. But instead, we just get a clip out of bounds and fly in a straight line for like 2 minutes straight.
Oh, we're just gonna go over here. Do you like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So,
One little hole.
yeah, one little hole. We're gonna clip out of this box in a second here. Look at that, bam.
And then this entire box is an entire tree.
I see.
Yeah,
Wow.
we were in there. It's an interesting little void of a garden here. Wonder how they actually got a house.
There is a faster way to clip out instead of going through the window, but it abuses the recoil function on the plane to clip out of bounds, and it's not reliable. But it would save another like 5 seconds, but it's not worth going for in a full game run.
Yeah. Yeah, normally we'd just be flying around
Yeah.
down a whole
this is
tube.
very relaxing compared to how intense this normally is, especially casually. So you might notice if you play casually, very far off in the distance there is the house out in the distance, and this subchapter ends by you kind of like flying towards it. Normally you'd be thinking like, why aren't we just flying towards it right now? It's the same kind of thing that we've been doing in the other stages where we have to get a checkpoint near the end. So there's a checkpoint like right around here that's before the end of the chapter. And this game works in a way that usually towards like the last checkpoint of each subchapter, it will prepare the next level. So right now, the next level actually isn't prepared. So if we went over there and hit the thing, nothing would happen. We wouldn't actually move on to the next subchapter, even though we like hit the triggers. But by hitting this, it prepares the next level. And then if we hit the end trigger of the level, we'll actually progress. Which is nice.
Calculated level skipping.
Yeah. No. Nice relaxing point in the game for me. I definitely have taken 1 or 2 bathroom breaks during this section of the run.
It's true.
Gotta find the time. I mean, it's
Exactly.
nice. I like speedruns that have a bit of an up and down like this, of where it can be really intense, but then you get like pretty much a mandated break, especially in a run that's almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's the shed! Oh, and our house!
If that's the shed and the house.
Yeah. The shed's like over here somewhere.
Yeah. You want to show off the
Not sure why
thing for a
not.
bit?
This is a funny glitch here.
We showed this
So-
off in AGDQ, but I just find it
Yeah.
really funny.
So normally this would put you in a cutscene and like stop letting you control the plane, but
Look who I found.
you can still control the plane in this cutscene for some reason, which is really funny. You can just fly it around.
Oh my god! Don't mind me, just flying through your cutscene.
Exactly. Perfect.
That is the tree. On to Rose's room, where you get to see all our animal friends. Firstly is Moon Baboon, which is what the toy Rose is holding just now.
Messy
Moon
though.
Baboon is one of Rose's
You haven't played
favorite
here lately.
toys that
You must have.
May gave to her as a gift. But there's something that he doesn't recognize us because we're toys that Rose made
Rose is on
herself.
the other side. The
Even though
gate
May and Cody are
is
trying to convince
by
him that
something.
they are May and
There it
Cody,
is, by some kind
the
of
real world,
force.
from the
A
toys.
video game.
Maybe
You gotta
that's
hack his
an
system
Enter password.
with this Atari game.
Yeah.
Something to do with hacking.
Oh no, he's
I guess some of
Oh god.
Hacking would be way more complicated.
Some of you might be wondering, why are we dolls in the first place? So the premise of this game is May and Cody are actually in the process of getting a divorce. And Rose, our daughter, really does not want that to
Let's
happen.
find a way out of here.
So
Next time, can you
he
not
prayed to the Book of Love gods and basically turned us into dolls. And now we are in the process of working out our relationship and trying to figure things out,
Like you
work things out a little bit,
threatened to hurt Rose.
see if we can make things work
Hurting Rose.
by going through the game and figuring stuff out. So, okay,
This section has changed a lot since the run at GDQ. This is the new spaced out skip. This is one of the ones that I was able to find. And it saves like 3 minutes. Turns out
Yeah.
that the UFO for the fight with Moon Baboon is always loaded. And with Cody just flying out here, you find this light, and you go there, and you get a checkpoint, and we should be there.
yeah. And this skips
There's a
like
seed there.
all of the beginning section and like a majority of the boss fight. This is like near the end of the boss fight.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and
Good.
we got decent RNG here too, which is nice.
Direct hit.
Yeah, there's very few parts of this run that has RNG elements to it. This is one of the first, I'd say.
Yeah, one of the first
Trio.
significant. This, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, you can manipulate the first instance of RNG in this fight, but after that, it's kind of just movements on his own whim to kind of fly around and do as he please.
That's one of our animal friends taken care of.
Yeah. He's fine. He's fine.
We love.
Yeah, you
we
didn't
love
watch the
animals.
cutscene. He actually told us
He's
that we
fine.
can go help our daughter. Okay, he's
Yeah.
completely all right.
Okay, I take this as law. I take this as law.
You have to buy a replacement later.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just get her a replacement.
Now we're in
It's
a
time for
hopscotch
a new
land.
Well, I actually thought she'd outgrown the elephant.
On our way to Cutie the Elephant's
Lately,
Kingdom
she's gotten attached to it again.
to
I don't know why.
request
Okay, well,
to get Rose to cry.
Yeah.
Not gonna tell you why
Is it-
yet. But we need some tears.
We need some tears. I'm gonna turn us back because we don't want to be dolls no more.
I'm gonna go out of bounds here. Using the rails, we can get out here, skip a big majority of the chapter here where there's classrooms. We have to solve puzzles. We just get to a mini game.
This chapter sucked. You saw one a bit earlier, but that is definitely the first instance of a pretty major mini game warp. So we talked about how like checkpoints affect the game's progression and stuff. And normally, depending on the chapter, sometimes it requires you to collect them in order. The cool thing about this game is that a lot of the chapters were actually worked on by different design teams. So they actually work a little bit differently in terms of their backend. But Rose's is pretty like, you got to get this chapter or this checkpoint and then this checkpoint and this checkpoint, unless you do something to like advance something like a scripted thing. So like this example, what we just did using the elevator is a very scripted thing that is supposed to put us in this section of the level. So it does. But in the cases of chapters like this, if there's a mini game available,
it's just an
we can actually use that mini game and then warp to it
It's just an
to
illusion.
advance the checkpoints to a nearby area. And usually that will save time.
Throw up in here.
There's a very significant minigame warp that will happen later in the game. And if you play this game casually, you will notice that it'll save a silly amount of time.
Lots of stuff going on in this level that we don't really get to explain because it goes so fast.
Yeah. No, I died so early. Aw.
You skipped the last tube that would do this kind of sequence. It's pretty flashy in here. I forgot to also mention that. Sorry for anyone who's sensitive to
Some flashing
lights.
color?
But it's almost over. I
Not too bad,
promise.
thankfully.
Real anymore. Who am I?
Keep it together, Code.
Pretty late warning, but gone. This is one of those sections where they didn't really think slide jumps would be that useful.
Yeah, you can
just
kind
get
of
us
skip
pretty
through the
much-
whole section.
Through this entire puzzle of turning the tower, the kaleidoscope, to help our partners out.
You know, sub 3.
Now this is an interesting glitch. So Cody
The handcart.
has a faster pickup and drop down animations. So
Looks like it's working.
leaving this
I
to
bet there's more.
for me to do. I'm gonna interact with both of these slots with one doll, and it's just gonna trigger the wire key. And I can also use the same doll to conduct our rail car here. So that skips using two different dolls that we would have to traverse to. And
Well, they're
to
dinosaurs.
the next section here.
Any good co-op game is required to have a minecart like section like
Yeah.
this. So this is officially a good co-op game. Congratulations, It Takes Two. You did it.
One's mine.
Nice.
Take the red one on the
Oh my gosh, I love these dinosaur friends. I'm obsessed.
They're very cute.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna grab these blocks for Flint. He's gonna bump these bumpers to flip blocks that I have to help him get through here. Leaving some gaps just for the lines. And an interesting glitch that happens here is that they do not have collision when they're falling. So he just goes right through the block and just flips everything else that we need, and we're good to go for the rest of this level. And the good thing is we don't really need to do anything else after this, since that activates this lever here, or this block here. I can just raise it up, and it makes last lever active here.
Nice.
More side jump shenanigans. Very nice. That last block is not active until we get that checkpoint that went through the pterodactyl. Otherwise, we would have been able to do that very early on.
All right, boat time.
More boats.
Ooh.
I love
Is
boat.
our next animal friend. The
can see him
octopus,
peeking
we do
over
not
the
have a
wall
name
there.
for him, but he is a pirate.
Octopus
Good
pirate? There was an octopus
Yeah.
in the last game in Kiwi, and for Halloween it also dressed up as a pirate. This is beautiful. The sink.
They could be best friends.
They're so cute. Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, we are their enemies, so they have to
You know,
How spiky
it
they are,
happens.
okay?
It
be
happens.
eliminated. They don't like us. They look so angry.
They
So
just
cute,
faint
but
like in
they're so angry.
Pokemon. They'll be back.
Yeah. They have tiny cannons right next to them. Like, who doesn't know?
Yeah. So cute little hats on.
Skip some cutscenes. This scripted combat section. Gotta blow up the boats. They'll be fine. I wonder how they have this much water in Rose's room.
This is true. He
They have like a tiny pool.
has like a pool in a room. Kind of nice.
And some penguins. We're animal friends.
Yes. A little hyper.
Hello, Hyper.
Penguins.
Straight into the icebox now.
Hey, little fellas!
I really like the terrain of like you got the blocks, but it's also ice cubes, and the textures in
Yeah.
this game are excellent.
No, for sure. I would definitely recommend anyone that hasn't played this game casually to do it. We are skipping so much of this game. And it is like an absolute... There's a reason it won Game of the Year last year. It is so good.
It is.
Honestly, probably the best co-op game that I've ever played. So I recommend anyone that likes co-op games to definitely play it.
Yeah, I think me and my best friend have to play this together. Like we learned the speedrun to keep talking and nobody explodes together, which was so much fun. And I think just playing this casually and then maybe even learning it would be really fun because it just looks like a really
Yeah,
good
no,
game.
for sure.
It's working. Keep firing.
This is the octopus.
Oh, I missed 2. No.
Oh.
Probably didn't get 2 cycle.
No.
We'll see though. Pray. Maybe?
Well, they moved.
The boat, yeah, the
moved
boat
a
turned,
little.
so maybe not.
But there is
I believe.
a fast cycle, as we call it, like 2 cycle, where the octopus will flip us over only twice. But it seems that we might not be able to show that off in this run. Get some cheeky shots, maybe.
Maybe not. It's one of those things that's like annoyingly precise. We're probably going to be like 1 cannon shot off at the end here. But there's always a chance that we might get it.
Gotta boot the nose.
Okay. Now I'm starting to feel sick too.
Oh, just one shot off, yeah.
Close.
Yeah, you have to be
Okay.
insanely precise in basically every phase. Oh, this works out. So there's a small skip we can do to save a bit of time here by shooting the tentacle that would normally flip us here.
There it is. A little rough, but all good.
It'll happen.
Are you gonna show off the color glitch?
We could. We're gonna have to go do Bird Star though. We're gonna do that.
Hey, this is kind of like that haunted house.
We get to menu through.
Mind me!
You were so scared.
We'll see. It is a speed run after all.
That's true.
It takes time.
It does.
For the fans.
For the fans.
Okay, but before we get there, the fans need to pick colors for us to be.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay,
like that.
Chad. What are the colors?
And
What are
pick
the
like
options?
it's got to be like a primary color, like a good
Look at the sea!
green. Actually, I guess there's like a pink that you can be. Pink's not too bad.
There's
The
purple,
yellow.
blue, yellow.
How much time does Chad have to pick? I'll take notes of which one wins.
We have a decent amount of time.
It's right after this level.
Yeah, so they have like a minute.
All right,
or so.
well, all right, get your colors in.
I went so late. I'll be there in time though. It's fine.
Yeah. Fun fact about this: the top player doesn't have to move at all. I have to do all the work here as Cody.
Steady.
Yeah, he's working so
unicycle
hard.
things. Oh my goodness. There we go.
If it's any help, the first 5 people have all said different colors. 6 have all said different colors.
All right. Well,
We have 2 pinks though. Oh, we got more pinks. Okay.
what I'm gonna
What's
do
the
here is
second
a little
most
death
voted for color here?
I'm definitely a pink fan, gotta say.
Lem, do you want a color?
We can go for pink.
We're going double pink.
Because the thing is, whatever May has on her color also affects the tools that we have.
Oh, cool.
Cody, the track's
And
ready.
Cody is just his own thing.
I never finished building the.
I'll just set up those. We get Bird Star and then
Yeah, so we have to get Bird Star, finish the subchapter, then come back, do the thing, and then, right? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Wow.
These birds, they like to dance. We're not gonna mess with them just yet.
It's not bad.
We can just do this, actually.
Yeah.
On the fly routing, everyone loves it.
I'm sure it could be useful for this gate.
There's the castle gate. Up there. I'm going for a strike with this baby.
This wrecking ball looks so much fun. It's great.
Hey May, I got an
And we gotta knock down the wall.
Forward.
Let's go bowling.
Well,
We gotta knock on the
thing
door.
to do is
She
knock
won't
on
hear
the
us.
front door.
So we gotta take things with our own hands.
Yeah, there's the elephant up there. I want to say hello
It's
to
cutie.
Cutie.
Hello.
Okay, we can probably do it here,
in.
right? Because that's where the split is. So,
Yeah.
mini games, Bird Star.
Got it.
Okay, got it. Nice.
Looks like pink and blue are our top contestants here.
Where are we?
So I
Oh,
guess
we are here.
we're here. So May goes pink and Cody goes blue.
Let's get
Do that.
Oh, look at all the colours to choose from.
It's more of a purple.
Yeah, it is a bit more of a purple, but it's, you know, a violet as the thing indicates.
All right,
Are you
3,
covered?
2, 1.
Good.
Just continue
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
We'll get it.
Oh, true.
There you go.
Oh.
Cody's now blue.
He's got blue pants on.
I love it.
Nice one.
This section is super cool casually, but it just turns out that we can go out of bounds.
You're welcome.
So, you got this. Let's go.
I forgot to get my
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah.
It's very awkward on
Whoa.
keyboard. So yeah, now we're out of
definitely,
bounds.
definitely not supposed to be out here, but gotta do the cool way.
So this is like they changed the genre to like a top-down like dungeon crawler
Yeah.
kind of looking thing. That's so cool.
This game does every genre of game is in this game.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Like in Tree, we skipped it, but it turns into a fighting game for a little bit. It was very interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of things that makes this game a little bit more unique. Having
That wants to crash us!
more elements in the game than you would expect.
Why did you buy that creepy toy for Rose?
Again, I will echo the fact that this game is amazing and that everyone should play it, at least casually. It's so good.
Hey, good chill.
You're all toast! Is this a dead end?
Yeah, we're getting chased by a doll, by the way. We're not able to see it because we. Oh, there it is! Oh no! And she's gone.
Oh, crap. Forgot about the immortal troll.
This is pretty much kind of like how Hector was, you know, the beetle from the tree, where he kind of takes aggro on different characters that walk across him.
That's it! Destroy the other cage!
So we just kind of take turns breaking these chains so the center opens. We get to take care of our friend here. Still don't have a name for him either, actually. The troll.
Y'all got. I feel like that's got to be priority number one. Stop looking
Yeah.
for skips. You need to
Find
name
names.
every single animal friend in this run, or animal enemy, but all of the above.
Good riddance, troll!
Nice.
Oops.
That section looked really cool. That was neat. That was neat.
We get a little bit more of it. The chess fight. This is again probably the
Whoa.
next big section of RNG in the run. The king will always chase the players, but the queen will go wherever she may please, like completely
Like
across
that,
the map,
yeah.
which is
The fun thing is that they share the same amount of or the same health. So no matter what, if we do damage to one, we do damage to the other. So if we try to stack them together, it kind of shreds the health a little faster. So the best case scenario is having them pretty much 2 squares away from each other, allowing us to use our abilities more efficiently. And this is the section we've been alluding to. Cutie the elephant. She's stuck in the crane game. We gotta save her.
Have to make
we gotta save her. She's
We
stuck
got
in the
her
crane
out.
game.
Oh no,
No,
she's
look
stuck.
at
She's stuck in
Elmo.
the hatch.
Elmo's
Let's get her out.
Elmo's eating her arm. Quick, get her out. Oh no!
No,
Don't worry, we can
no.
patch that up. We can patch that up. It'll be fine. It'll be
We
fine.
gotta take her to the hospital.
We gotta take her to the hospital.
Go! We gotta get her to the edge
Yeah,
of the
the hospital's at the edge of the bookshelves, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on!
Now it's
Friendo.
drag her
Prepare
across. She can't walk.
Copy
So
pasta. Yeah, there it is.
there it is.
Friends are supposed to help each other!
Hidden behind a veneer of cuteness and a dictatorship, the queen monitors her people through surveillance that extends into space. Manipulates her people with a facade of being a cute elephant while executing and torturing her political opponents. At the very end, when the revolution catches up with her, this chat's moving. I can't read it. She's pleading with this fake persona to save her own life while being completely unfeeling to the thousands that perished in her dungeon.
No.
No, don't worry, it's the hospital.
Oh,
The
her
hospital's down here. It's fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Gotta take the expressway down there.
Yeah. Don't worry. Just some little motivational push. You'll be fine.
Be free.
Wow.
It's okay, she's safe now.
Yep.
She's safe now.
So safe. We're good. We're good. Gonna believe in that fantasy.
Got some scary music, but that was from our practice.
Now we're in a clock,
Why do we need to follow those wooden dolls?
Said we have
Clock
to
is
and
cool.
May gets probably the coolest ability in this game. Most broken ability, at least. May gets Clone, which she can use to gain extra height and get places that you're really not supposed to be very apparent just a little bit later in the run, but
Yeah, we're just out of bounds here, so I just triggered the dolls that are pretty much the perimeter of getting to the next area.
All right. This has also changed. Lem found a skip here too.
Yes. This one seems like 40 seconds?
Yep.
Something
like
around
that,
that, right? And it only works because of Hell Tower here. The cutscene here is unskippable, but it conveniently gives your characters invulnerability, so we can just fall through the water, which you would normally die when touching. And that lets us just move out of bounds. So we're gonna go get some birds, and then we're gonna fly back, and we're gonna get out of bounds with the birds,
Wow, that's
and then we're gonna go
Kidding.
finish a tower.
The fun thing about this is that there's a lot more out of bounds to this than just the beginning here. But it's gonna look really interesting
About to
after
get
we
some
get our
cool
birds here.
birds now.
That's good.
that clock
That's
tower.
a desync thing. It might show that Flint is skipping the cutscene on his screen, but on my screen, since I am the host, that is most important part.
Yeah, but they're made of metal.
That we both skip the cutscene together.
I'm trapped.
Yeah.
Never been trapped there before. That's interesting.
So
Now we get the birds in
normally,
his belt.
yeah,
Out of bound
normally,
birds.
Oh,
Normally you would go to the towers
I see
and
what you
finish.
did there. Nice.
yeah.
Very cool.
The
Are
reason
the
we can't
barrel
enter
rolls
the
just
towers
for
normally,
funsies, or do they do something?
it's just a dash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 It would
So
to go
you
fast.
do go faster. Yeah.
So they do. They look cool and they go fast. That's a win.
Look at that tower. We might be able to.
This area is stunning. I really like it.
Yeah. The clock area is probably one of the prettiest looking sections in the game.
Now you gotta hit the cycle.
Dude.
You might
Yeah,
be
when
thinking,
you-
why aren't we going out of bounds again? Well, it doesn't work the same way on this tower.
Yeah, there's these big volumes around the left one that like forces your bird to fly up. On the other side, it was just convenient that it wasn't as high. Or as low down, I mean.
We just skip a puzzle here by using the slide jump ability. We both have. So,
Yeah.
again, another spot that the devs did not realize that you could jump large gaps like that.
You can do.
And we break this last barrier. Big bubble. Get these dolls in place.
Look, that weird bubble is gone.
Alright. I'm aiming to get only Cody on this platform. And we did it.
Go! The tiniest amount of time save.
Cody's cool.
He is cool. So you might have remembered me mentioning that May's ability in this subchapter, or chapter I should say, is very good. I'm going to be doing a skip that only May can do because of Clone in this next subchapter. We call it Bull Skip. Normally, you'd be collecting a bunch of keys, and then you'd have to fight a bull.
What? Me? You?
But instead, we can basically go grab an interactable a little bit after that by using May's movement to basically save a bunch of time. It's very cool.
Also get to do something cool here.
Yeah, can we grind on the key for Caboose?
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Double grind. Oh.
I didn't go back. I did the one.
Yeah. The next animal friend of the game
What about
is a bull.
place?
His name is Wallace.
Hey, cool mechanical.
Yeah.
Wallace,
We don't-
I love it.
We don't get to see him until the end of the skip.
Yeah, we see him for a fraction of a second.
Always have to make sense.
He's a very
Talk
mean
about being-
bull.
Yeah, talk about pretty, by the way. This section's gorgeous.
Maybe you can't explain
So pretty.
every little thing that happens in life.
Oh, I don't
I used to have this as my wallpaper on my desktop.
That's awesome.
Okay, we'll skip time. Concentration time.
Yeah, this skip went through a lot of phases in development of the community, mainly from Big Man. But we found out we can get out of bounds here, and we didn't know what to do with it because we didn't know that all of this area that Clint's going through right now was solid. We just knew we can get to the bottom platforms. We just didn't know that we could use these. We didn't know how to use May's ability efficiently for the speed, pretty much, which allows us to get this last clone. There's an invisible wall in there, and there's Wallace.
Wallace.
Wow.
Hi, Wallace.
Hello.
Bye, Wallace.
Hi, Wallace.
Goodbye.
That
Great
skips getting 2 keys. That there's a statue in the center of that room that I was just in that would have 1 key turn him and the other key turn his sword to open the boss room with Wallace inside of it. But you just skip both of those rooms and the boss room entirely. And skip a lot of walking around, or walking down a long hallway where we just were with that wall jump there. It's very nice. The lever just happens to do that. And this
Bytez,
is
no, Bytez.
come in.
He's trapped.
Stuck.
Me neither.
Having May stand out here by basically there's like a wall that extends to either side of the door that triggers both characters being inside the room. So we just send Cody in there most of the time, and then have May just kind of trigger it, and then stand out here because it counts as a safe spot. So if Cody were to die here any amount of times as he'd like, it wouldn't matter. The next checkpoint is tied to whether the elevator rises all the way up. So we can just like kind of use this as like an AFK section, which is kind of nice to drink some water, hydrate a little bit.
Very nice. And I think we're approaching our first. We're gonna have the break after this level, right?
Oh, we can have it
level?
after this big stage. There's like there's one more sub chapter, but it's like not much longer. So I think it's probably about when is my split for this? About 6 minutes from now.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe a bit more than that. No, 6 minutes from now. Yeah.
That'll be perfect.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
Just waiting for the elevator.
Now we have fast ropes coming up.
Should I try for Zero Cycle?
We can go for it, right? There's there's fast ropes and then there's Zero Cycle. Zero Cycle is insanely difficult. Imagine resetting from checkpoint. That could not be me.
Zero Cycle.
There's
Is this ledge? Oh, okay.
Oh, so close. Basically,
Uses a ledge
there's a swinging platform at the end of this that if you're quick enough, you can make the cycle that it's on here right now and swing over, going all the way to the end. If not, you would have to wait for the arm again, which waits like, let's see, like probably like 5-10 seconds, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
One for the fans. Nice.
Jumping on that slide is risky. Because too much speed grabbing the talons here.
Goodbye. And we don't have a name for the bird either. We have no names for all our animal friends, dude.
Mama bird.
I hope when y'all y'all hop off of this, you go in the Discord, and we have urgent business for the moderators to attend to.
Gotta name everything.
Exactly.
I think every runner has gone through the phase on that ramp where they think that it's faster to jump down and then try it and then they die and then they know why we don't do it.
Sometimes you gotta mess around and find out, and then you find out.
True. Yeah, in this section, either of us can die. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no. This looks like a boss fight. It's not. It's not a boss fight. It's a survival section that you can die in and nothing happens. So.
Get taken to the bird dungeon here.
Yes.
This is the clock.
Oh, he's not moving. Why aren't you moving?
Here's the RCP.
Oh, he was lagging.
Am I?
You went. You know, you're fine now. You went super speed mode for a second there.
That was funny.
I was charging up.
Yeah, he was charging.
Supersonic mode. If I'm wearing.
That will happen
blue
sometimes
paint.
if your desync gets kind of bad.
There's been a few runs that have died from the servers acting up, our internet.
EA, how dare you?
It's not a direct connect. It's just EA providing us these servers. Check this out. I'm gonna checkpoint right here.
Oh, nice. Nice try.
This quote unquote boss fight is just a bunch of auto scrollers back to back.
Yeah.
To survive this long fall, because this clock is just bullying us.
If any of you are fans of TASs, well, there isn't an ITT TAS, but we do have a segmented run. And Good Noise, one of our runners, did a really like acrobatic part of this section, because normally all you're doing is falling. But Good Noise is actually someone that plays this game solo co-op sometimes. So he'll play both characters at the same time, and he just like did some nice twirls in here and made it look really nice. So I'd at least look up that section of the segmented run. It's very, very funny to watch. He goes through all the tight gaps.
It was a big community effort to get that segmented run ready for the anniversary of the game.
And we had a nice anniversary event. It's very exciting. Huh? Oh, that's other
At the bottom.
platforms.
Alright.
Well, here we are.
Didn't work out.
I'll do the
what
here.
I was attempting to do is break two of these clocks with one bomb. But it's very hard to do since we are playing online. And it's just really hard to determine the actual timing. This is Glenn's favorite part.
Yeah. Best sound effect in the
Beautiful.
entire game.
Wow.
Beautiful explosion.
Yeah.
That's a really nice high fidelity.
A little bit of slow-mo action.
Shout out to the sound designers, actually. They did a fantastic job with this game.
It's so critical to the immersion of a game like this, and yeah,
Oh, I think this is too high.
fantastic.
You need to have it furthermore? Get more? Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
God. Yeah, what we're to do here is a death warp. Bring him. There we go.
All the way up top
Farther
here.
along.
You might notice that like I'm in slow motion here, so doing all the normal platforming is pretty slow. So we can skip a section of it by kind of grabbing onto a wall that we're not supposed to be able to hit yet. And then dying and then death warping to the top of it.
I'm looking at chat and they're correcting us. It's actually good no one say
That is true.
the chat. And this will be the end of the clock.
Okay, and then this will be break time. Should probably give you a little bit more of a heads up on that, but we do have a
We're good.
we have a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Our
a
you know,
couple-
the producer just messaged me, so it's perfect timing. Actually, it's incredible.
Nice, yeah.
So the
Yeah,
once you
basically.
can pause, head to the just head to the menu and pause, and we'll pause the timer on our end as well.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, after this cutscene, like right here, we can go to the menu.
Yep.
Bang.
Bang! All right, fantastic. Well, it's been a great run so far. Really, really enjoying it. I hope all of you in chat are as well. We're going to be pausing the run for a little bit, have a break, let our runners get up, stretch, so you all in the audience can as well. But don't worry, we'll be back with the second half of the run just in a little bit. And, Hotfix is going to continue, every single day at 7 p.m. Eastern on the weekdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the weekends, with the exception of tomorrow. We'll be back on Tuesday. So thank you all for, being here, watching, enjoying Hotfix. We're going to see the second half of It Takes Two shortly after a little break. Hello, Hotfix viewers. Welcome back to It's Dangerous to Go Alone. We have the second half of our wonderful It Takes Two run. Before we get back into that, be sure to check out our highlights channel, which features standout moments from our Hotfix shows, like some of the incredible skips we've seen here today might show up there. You can do !highlights in Twitch chat to learn more about that. All right, I think let's keep going with this awesome It Takes Two run. Are y'all ready to jump back in? Want to briefly say who everyone is and get back into it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Glint. I'll be playing May, who's the character on the left hand of your screen, and I'm joined by Bytez.
Hello, I'm Cody on the right-hand side of the screen. Literally right hand.
Yeah, look at it. He's the doll right there. And then we're also joined by Lemura on commentary.
No, I'm Dr. Hakim.
Yeah, true. Okay, this time I won't forget to give a countdown on the timer. Okay? So, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
It should be straight to gameplay, so... Yeah.
We just finished the clock tower, and now we're in this beautiful snowy zone.
Yes.
And maybe we can warm up somewhere inside along the way.
Yeah, this introduces another one of the movement tech that we have, which is called the Snuggle Slide, which what you saw us do is we did a slide jump on top of the tree tip, where we held crouch before we jumped, and as we dashed into the top of the tree, it allows us to get a slide jump over some invisible walls, allowing us to skip to the end here, where there's another 2-player checkpoint that we just skip the entire section here.
I'm pretty sure from what I remember, the shed, the first stage in this area, and this stage were also made by the same designers. So you'll see a lot of go to the last checkpoint in the thing, warp to that checkpoint, and then keep doing from there.
Yeah.
Ring the bells to break the ice.
Really?
There's some really nice movement that comes out from Winter Village here. Skip. But the main objective of this is that we have to bring these bell towers that they're lit up.
When we were here.
But we just completely ignore them.
There's one over there.
Get to Mama Turtle here.
Looks like there are 3 bell towers.
Also doesn't have a name.
Get started.
They were so bad at naming our animals.
Yeah. You see them so little that we don't get to name. But we see them so much. It's so
Nice.
weird. we don't see them enough.
But hi turtle, bye turtle.
This level is interesting though, because Byte is now hitting this trigger that's right here.
I definitely just ignored it.
And it just, I don't know why it's there, but it lets you interact with the bobsleds. And there's nothing like underneath the ground where you would hit it inbounds either. So it's kind of just like a random trigger out of bounds that conveniently lets you progress the game.
It also changes the music.
You feel the rhythm?
So it's a good
Nice.
indicator of when you know when you get it. And we got
Also,
some
chat is
bobsleds.
talking about how visible the colors are here, and I agree. It
Yeah.
looks really good.
And the colors
they're
are based
all-
off the light source. So if we're in the shadow area, then we're not going to be able to see it. But because it's so bright out here, we just it's a lot more vibrant. Very nice. Well, I didn't get anything, but what I was attempting is to get out of bounds here. It slightly makes things a little faster for the bobsleds, but other than that, nothing else really to gain. I can catch up with Glint by going upside down and not touching a single boost.
Yeah, little Mario Kart rubber banding.
You can actually get out of bounds with the bobsleds at the very beginning, and it is possible to hit the trigger that progresses you into the next tunnel, but it's so hard to control them when they're out of bounds
Yeah.
because they really want to follow the track.
Oh, he's
I
bumping me.
don't know what to do here. I've never been this close.
I think you're gonna end up in front of me because I linked us before we got
Yeah.
here, so I'll head over to the right here, give you some space.
And we're inside a whale. Also, another animal friend.
Yeah, animal
I
friend.
always forget
So
every
many
time we get
animal
in
friends. It's beautiful.
here. He's gutted and put boost at the end of his rear end. We're able to ride our bobsleds across. Very, very gruesome. But
Yeah, this section,
That's
this
really-
game gets a little interesting sometimes.
here we're gonna split up.
You're gonna split up.
Very, very, very fun. Getting 2 different checkpoints. Glint is gonna go away. That goes out of bounds underwater. I'm gonna take these rails. Get to another section here.
I've never dived this deep before.
Do something what we call rail storage, where we dash.
Where's the lighthouse?
Oh, there it is.
Close by.
Oh, we got it.
wow.
Got it.
Crazy.
Dash and cancel out of the rail.
Wow.
And it stores speed every time you grab the rail back. So I was able to get enough stacks. Usually about 4 is the lucky number there. Getting enough speed to go above that wall.
Oh, I'm falling.
This one? I don't remember. I didn't count.
4, I think, right?
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
counting.
I didn't count.
No.
I'm just gonna wait until you get in the room. Push this one. Okay.
Yeah, so what's the next one?
And jump.
I
I
landed.
just landed. Alright, all good.
Hey, it's working.
Jumped a
We have to
little early.
make sure we hit the button last, because that's the one that sets our checkpoint down here. If you hit the other one last, you end up where that spinning thing was.
And our next animal friend.
On the lights.
Pipes probably lead to the
We actually have
Lenny.
a name for.
Yeah, this is one of the first names.
What is the name?
Lenny.
Lenny.
Or,
Lenny, I like it.
That's a big fish.
The full name is Lennyetta.
I found
Yeah,
the bridge.
we found it at GDQ. This is actually a female anglerfish, so adapted it a little bit.
I mean, if this one didn't have a name, I feel like it'd be so easy to just say Nemo. Like, come on, that was gonna be a
Nemo.
freebie. But you had a name already. You came prepared. This is a really
Lenny's
cool
very
section.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to repair these pipes because the locals here manufacture candy canes. We have to repair all 3 of their pipes for the production lines to go back to
I don't know where they're shipping their candy canes to, but we gotta fix their candy cane pipes.
to this lighthouse. And for this last one, we don't have to actually turn. We just restart the checkpoint, and it takes us back to the hub. Because for some reason, that pipe is only active. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's from when we're far away enough that it just triggers its cutscene, and because we restarted the checkpoint, we're far away enough, and we skipped the
Great to be
cutscene
above the ground again.
because of the save. It was just like a lot of overlapping things that happen in that sequence.
Awesome.
A 360.
We're
fun-
finding the lighthouse.
Yeah, a fun thing about this subchapter is that it's actually a lot faster to do this specifically on console, because they have a console exclusive skip. They can just skip to the top of this tower and push the buttons, and they load into the next level. On PC, you have to do everything that they just did to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that comes into play with how levels are prepared and loaded into memory. On weaker consoles like PS4 and stuff, they're not able to load the next level into memory, so they just tie it to the button instead.
Immediately out of bounds. Classic
Pretty
RPG
slopes.
gameplay for you right there.
Out of bounds, and Casualty was supposed to be riding down this mountain in our ice skates, but instead we like to go a little freestyle here. We slide down.
This is some like double black diamond action. Off-roading.
Yeah, would you rather go ice skating down a mountain or slide your butt down a mountain like this?
Right. It's an easy choice.
Yeah.
Jump some crazy gaps.
The reason we're doing this is that there is another checkpoint that is active in the middle of this subchapter where nothing is loaded, as you can see. But because this is a 2-player checkpoint, you can get the save, load everything back, and it also loads.
No, I didn't get ice fall.
We didn't get ice. Good. Here's the save. I don't know how we didn't get ice there. Usually you get ice skates, but
yeah, you fall slightly faster with ice skates, so I'm very surprised that we both didn't get. Oh, I died. Okay.
I don't know if I get this thing.
Can you believe?
I got it.
Yeah.
All right. What we did there was the red storage I had from earlier. It's still stored between all these chapters, or these sub-chapters.
Fine.
So with the speed I had before, I'm able to skip the cutscene that's unskippable and death warp to a later part, and also skipping another corner cut that doesn't destroy the rest of this very nice ice that we have here. I'm gonna hit this death warp spot for Blint. Really catch up, and we're getting to the end together because this last checkpoint is a 2-player checkpoint. Just ride the flags and we're good to go.
That was a really cool section. I mean, every section in this, I'm like, oh, that was sick. And then it just becomes an entire speedrun of everything being sick. Yeah. This is really cool.
This run is fantastic.
Interesting gimmick to this part is that our magnets can now attract to each other. And using that, we can climb out of bounds again. Skipping what would be going up this hill in a blizzard and finding safe spots within the blizzard, climb up that hill. It's very interesting to watch when it's done on the inbounds run that we have as a category. We call it Unga Bunga strats.
Yeah, you look like a bit of a gorilla going up the hill.
Really good cooperative play that goes on. Yeah, that's the snow globe.
And the great part about this is, like, especially since we're doing so much out of bounds and stuff, if people wanted to play this casually, it's not, we're literally not spoiling a lot of the actual gameplay or the story, which is great.
No, there's like literally nothing really spoilery about the run, which is kind of cool.
We need to get rid of it.
Here's another snuggle slide there, where we did a slide jump on that wooden plank onto an invisible wall that we can jump to, and now we're out of bounds again. Now we have new abilities for this chapter. Cody can turn into plants if they are watered. Very specific ones, like on that pot over there. If watered by May, who has a hose, Cody can turn into whatever is designated to the plant. And another ability that May has is her scythe, which we'll see in play very soon in other sub-chapters here. But for now, we're catching up all these checkpoints. These are 2-player checkpoints, so we have to be on each one actively, or else they will not. You'll not see that save icon with Dr. Hakeem there. Last one, good. So the reason we get those is that we can actually get to the end of the level here without those, but after this last cutscene, we'll just void. So getting all those checkpoints allows us to progress.
Oh, gold.
Always. Nice.
Garden in general is pretty strict about its checkpoints. There are some exceptions, like this level. Because in the middle of this, you would normally be riding another type of vehicles, some spiders. But at the end of it, you're not on the spiders anymore, so we can just go to the end and collect the last checkpoint that you get after the spiders.
Yeah, so now we're out of bounds again.
Haven't heard that one before.
Shout out to the devs for putting all this terrain here. It's really nice of them.
Shout outs to the devs for letting us slide jump.
Yeah, also that. Big shout. I think his name is Oliver, but the movement designer for this game. The movement system in this game is like 10 out of 10.
Stunning.
It's so
Looks really fluid.
It's very fluid and super fun to play in. It's like one of those like Mario type movement systems where it's just like kind of fun to even just stand in a lobby and move around. All the tools that you're given.
And by the way, in this section, there's supposed to be a lot of water here, which is why we're dying sometimes. Because the water hurt box is always active, but you only die once because it's not there. Very interesting. Yeah, here I'm gonna hit this last checkpoint. Get the save, and we get to the next combat section. So these are
so close.
These can be one cycled with Mace Scythe. Mace Scythe has an interesting property where if you dash and attack in a certain rhythm, it's very random what your attack speed would look like. But it's very random.
I want to go to menu.
So we're not always able to consistently get a one cycle on each of those pods, but it's very possible. We only get to see them about 3 times, so it's not too bad. Not too much time loss either, not getting it. And you get to see May use her hose, water these plant, and I am a cactus. Doing my little...
I love it.
Protect.
I simply will become
needles.
a plant.
Thanks for having my back.
And he has a leaf on his head, which grabs stuff. I wouldn't have been able to actually attack anything with my leaf until this subchapter. Now this is interesting, because this is like kind of more of an impressive out of bounds coming up. It's character specific. May, with her scythe, can climb up slopes like this,
It looks huge.
which allows her to kind of just go
Probably friendly.
I hope you're
anywhere
right.
she kind of wants in the next out of bounds,
Do we really have to
which
go in?
Cody cannot do.
Hopefully another way out
I
of
can just AFK this section and be fine. Yeah, I don't think I can even help here. But I believe in Glenn. Glenn can do this good.
Yeah, I've spent a couple hours in this subchapter.
In this subchapter, we are in. What can I say? We're in a mole house. There's lots of
the mole
moles.
The mole butt.
And the reason why there's a sound meter earlier is that we're trying not to wake them up. Because this section here is mainly just all stealth. Kind of turned into Metal Gear for a bit, but also lots of hazards where they just give us a bunch of things that make sounds.
Relax, Cody.
Yeah, talk about this game being 3 game in 1 game. There's now a stealth game.
Yeah, there's these moles. Another animal friend. Just shaking his butt. I'll vibe with the mole. Dance.
What a friend. I love it.
Yeah.
Just chilling. Sometimes you just gotta wiggle, you know?
Gotta let the moves out.
It reminds me of in new Pokemon Snap, there's a Bidoof that just kind of vibes like this. You can hang out with the Bidoof. I love it. That mole's name is Bidoof now. I have decreed.
You just got gnomed. There's a gnome there.
I know.
Oh, it's Papa Jan from the GDQ commentary. Gnoming everyone. Yeah, this whole thing would be a chase sequence with the moles, but with the out of bounds, we just kind of completely ignore that. And we get introduced to our next set of animal friends. Actually, frogs.
Yeah. These ones have names.
Frogs! Oh, I'm a big
know.
frog fan.
One of them is named Anton, right? I don't remember the
No.
other one.
It's Mary O and Luigi.
Yeah, they have canonical names and community names, okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one of them is a male frog, so we call him Louis G, and then there's a female frog, which we named Mary O.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think-
beautiful.
I think Cody is
I'm stuck in
writing
mouse now.
Mary O.
Yeah, and I'm writing Louis G.
So, as you saw in the beginning of this subchapter, frogs can fly. And now we're able to go out of bounds. to
Yeah.
The next minigame ward. Very fun. This is Snail Race.
Yes. Oh, I did chapter select again.
Riveting gameplay.
Very nice.
That's a good one.
See if we don't
I
disconnect
think we should
here.
be fine.
Because this is
The greenhouse.
a
Now just to get
prone
up to
area
that
to get
window.
disconnected.
I'm a mushroom. Sweet.
This is one of those sub-chapters where you would have to hit the checkpoints in order, but because of the minigame, it just lets us get to the end.
Got it! You're doing great as well! Alright, you made it!
Love minigame warps.
Gold. We're gold like everything. Sorry,
Better at Garden now.
We spent this morning before the run practicing garden.
This is a rough chapter. Now I'm a flower.
We were on world record pace yesterday, and I threw to the previous previous subchapter.
Another wave of the mate.
The moles.
Down me. More creepy critters.
I'm ready to shred
Oh, so close.
So close.
I'm fed up with all of the creatures, infections.
Oh, I died.
Slammed you.
Fine.
My greenhouse.
That's some desync right there for sure. Definitely look landed on my screen.
all down! Come on!
You might have noticed that we skipped the bottom bit there. That one doesn't need to be watered or have Cody plant anything there. We just need these top two. And then that was, once again, due to the power of slide jumps and being able to interact with stuff over invisible walls. Here I'm gonna pop out a little bit. I'll go to this side. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna overlap the cutscene, breaking both of these pods at the same time.
Let's get rid of the infection.
Wait for Blint here.
Still sharp. Now for the infect.
Good. Now both cutscenes are gonna overlap, and you're gonna see on the right side it'll try to push through. There it
Oh,
is.
there it is. Oh, that's gone.
Hold a little peek. And it acts as if we watered and planted each of these flower beds.
That's
But we didn't.
down to the last one.
Break this last pod, get to the next boss
Ready if
fight.
you are.
Hey, May. You got some more?
Do any of you in chat are glitch hunters or fancy yourself glitch hunters? There's a bounty on skipping this boss fight. Because no one, the flower is called Joy. The flower does not bring joy. I'm very not joyful right now.
Wash it away.
I got it!
It's a very auto-scrollery boss fight.
I'm a tomato.
He is a tomato.
Another infected black creature!
Turn into different fruits and veggies and other sorts of planted edible things.
That's all of them. May, give me some water over there.
Like in the back here, you might be able to see it.
I'm inside Joy.
Probably not.
We're gonna cut this infection out.
There's a lime there and a potato.
I'm gonna break down the infected part so you can remove it.
It's gonna look a little weird for May's screen after this
it's this RCP, right?
RCP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look a little
Yeah, Cody-
laggy, but that's totally
Cody,
fine.
yeah, it's just internet desync. But yeah, he does look a little funny.
This is normal.
See that? Joy, we've come to save you.
There is a save spot in this boss fight, which Bytes should be in right now, but it's better safe than sorry. We normally just kind of wait to make sure that it actually worked before we both go in there.
Yeah, these things won't kill me.
Ow, I died.
This is why we take safe spots.
Yes, it is.
Get me in here.
Because you're always like, oh, it's going to be fine until it isn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, I'm safe.
You let her put out her frustrations with the floor. A little mad.
Yeah. Basically, the idea of the past. Well, I guess like sorry, this chapter and the next chapter are going to be Cody and May kind of revisiting and exploring their passions. Cody's passion being gardening, and in the case of this, his garden has been unmaintained after the past while because May didn't really support Cody and his passion, and it has been infested by invasive species that we're trying to get rid of right now.
All the pods that we've been breaking in the past few chapters are corrupting Joy. Since we've pretty much deleted all of them coming to Joy now, she's got a few on herself that we need to cure her of. So Cody turns into Joy, and
I'm going back in for Joy. I think I'm getting through to her.
May just breaks them with her scythe.
Joy, listen to me. I know it hurts, but we're trying to help you.
Ow.
You're strong, Joy.
Okay.
I've never seen that.
Literally like a frame early.
Oh,
We could say that's never happened.
Oh yeah, that has never happened before.
We're making progress.
And yet another break time, but this time there's no safe spots. Nowhere is safe. We got these plates. You can get some good sounds with the drums out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It won't break.
Here she comes again!
Just restarting checkpoint there for her to get her drumsticks out.
Oh, a drumstick now. Ice cream?
ice cream sounds amazing. Hold on.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's hot outside today. I love some ice cream.
It really is hot. California heat wave is not nice today.
I'm in Florida. I feel that it's very hot here as well.
These are at a fixed pattern, but sometimes you just want to jump across all the plates.
This boss fight is very long and very scripted, and that's why we'd like to be able to skip it. Right now, there has been a bunch of attempts. Oh, look at him flap his alarms.
Yeah, we got some lag going on with Cody, which is very funny to see just like the segmented movement across the plates.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, for some reason,
Amazing.
resetting from checkpoint in this area during this boss fight does not make the visuals look too good. But it'll be fixed as soon as we're done with this sub-chapter.
Very good mob manipulation here, May. Sometimes the auto-targeting from Cody can be a little weird because these mobs spawn so close to these trees. But good so far. The last one. We're getting the last bit of corruption on Joy here.
This is it. I can feel it breaking. Please, Joy, just let us do this.
The fight is almost over.
There's still so much to the run.
We got one whole sub-chapter left.
Another chapter. The attic.
Okay. I told you earlier that there's one insane minigame warp in this run. It happens to be right at the beginning of Attic. Attic is the one and only chapter that has like a hub world almost. that you keep revisiting after you finish one of the subchapters. And there's a couple mini games scattered around it. And if you kind of remember my explanation of how minigame warps work, you might be able to tell what happens. So we're going to get Track Runner here. Go to Track Runner. And that happens to open the exit to the 4th subchapter in this area. So we're able to skip 3, or I guess more like 2 entire subchapters by doing this skip. This doesn't look like familiar at all.
Surreal, but fun.
I don't know. I've never seen a road
Hey, you know,
made out of rainbow tiles before.
something else.
Nah, man, never.
Yeah, this is completely new and original
Yeah.
gameplay and aesthetic. And
Yeah,
you know
I-
what? I commend It Takes Two for that.
Yeah.
No, I could do this.
You should die.
Get
Yeah, you should die.
reference.
Oh, what is that? Oh, I've never seen that before either.
It's a me, Cody.
It's a me, Cody. I know, this game is chock full of video game references, which is great as well. This one being more of the blatant ones, but still very cool nonetheless.
The good thing is, the checkpoint that Clint's about to get to is a one-player checkpoint.
So since I get
There it
this,
is.
I'll be able to catch up to both of us. Normally you'd have to ride on a disco ball here, but find a way of skipping that by just flying down to the bottom of the elevator.
That's our destination. Yeah, there'd be some platforming with the beat of the song. Getting to a disco ball that goes down a whole auto scroller that we had to survive through, but here we just skip that. Death warp to this elevator.
There is a faster way to get down here, where you can do it from almost the beginning, but it requires such absurd amounts of FPS, like 200 plus, to be able to do it, to get the speed required to hit it. So
You hear
It's
that?
been banned.
yeah, it's been banned. We don't want it to be like pay to win.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are affected by FPS, like how the frogs fly and how Maeve's base scythe climbs. This is why we have a level or frame rate cap of 120. Or if you played uncapped, it would just be completely broken. We recently have a unrestricted category in our extensions,
Yes! Let's keep this up!
allowing runners to do those types of things.
Again, every video game genre in existence, we now have a rhythm game.
Yes, I'm in for this.
Also, the soundtrack
Because-
here is really good.
Yeah,
Wow, the crowd was really
this game has an
Switched
amazing
to-
OST.
We switched to 30 FPS to make all these modules finish significantly faster. Especially the bottom left one that I did allowed me to do in one input rather than 14 if we were to play on 120. Very silly thing. There's Hakeem. We don't see enough of him in the run.
Yeah, you see him for like 3 seconds or something. This has basically been our guide through the mending our relationship, but again, no cutscenes, no spoilers.
I think we're inside the
We'll never
Isn't
know
the
if
end
the
gonna be
relationship
a-
gets mended. We'll never know.
Wait, what are we
Well, isn't the end gonna be a spoiler?
Yeah, the end will be a spoiler.
Look
so
away.
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
And now we're playing
Yes,
the bonus game of Sonic Heroes. I love it.
Exactly.
We're playing Sonic Riders.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Got our hoverboards here.
I love it.
Some cool tricks going on here. Just jump. You don't need to get all these boosts, but if we hit a wall, and we just lose pretty much all our speed.
Don't hit a wall. It's the big rule of this section.
And to kind of explain what's going to go on in the next subchapter, because it goes on very fast. It's going to be May only, so we're going to be on a full screen. And once we skip the cutscenes, May will be able to ignore the auto-scrolling walking phase and completely break the level by dashing immediately. So we'll get to see that magic happen next.
All right. Time's going to be coming up in about a minute, by the way.
Nice. We're zooming.
You got this. Go, go, go. Yeah, so normally this is
I fell down.
this is normally just a walking section. Yeah.
I'd be walking like that. There we go.
Here's the end.
Wow.
Yeah, we're coming up.
The time's coming up soon.
Once they kiss. Don't give me a smooch, Bites. Get over here.
Yeah, as you saw, May just walks very slow because of the cutscenes. You're just off the floor just a tiny bit, allowing you to dash out.
And
Time.
What a good place for time. I just gotta say.
yeah.
That's the last player input, so it makes sense.
It is, yeah.
Great run. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty good in-game time. The funny Bites joke is dead now. He has seen a 129 now. He skipped 129 for the longest time. We got a 129.34 in-game time.
I still don't see it. I don't have my splits
Yeah, he can't
open.
see it. He doesn't have his splits open. Doesn't count.
Yeah, Bytes hasn't seen it, so don't worry. But yeah, any shout outs you would like to say? You know, talk about the community where people can learn this run if they're interested.
Yeah, for sure. The community is fantastic. Our community is extremely helpful and is always super welcoming of new runners. If you want to join our community, you can check out our speedrun.com page, which will have links to our Discord along with a couple other resources and links to other runs in there and all our other categories, since 90% isn't the only way to play this game. There's also inbounds and 100%, which are both very, very cool.
Yeah, our speedrun.com page is speedrun.com/ITT.
Yes.
Shout outs to our community, especially the devs, as we mentioned before. They've been a big help.
Yeah, devs are fantastic.
Very
Shout out to Lucas
supportive.
Stuck, Dan Beck.
Lucas.
You all know who you are. And yeah, shout outs to Bytes for being a sick co-op partner and Lem for doing commentary. Ford for having us on. It's always been nice to show off the game whenever we get a chance to. So
Absolutely. This was so much fun. I'm glad we got to get this together and see all the amazing animal friends. I loved it.
yes. This is us in our human form, by the way.
May.
We weren't always dolls, as the speedrun might make you think.
Where's Rose?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's basically everything. Check us out, all three of us on Twitch.
Yes, absolutely. Gonna put the runners' Twitches in the chat. Hit up the follows, please.
We do, me and Bytes have been pushing the category down quite a bit. We almost got world record yesterday, so if you want to see some more high-level gameplay, check out our streams in the coming days. Probably try to keep pushing the time down quite a bit.
Hey,
What?
the letter.
Absolutely. Anything else from Bytes or Lem?
Dear Mum and Dad.
I think we covered it.
Yeah. Community is great. Devs are great. Yeah.
We love animals.
Yes.
We do love animals.
All of our friends. Thank you to everyone in chat who was also answering questions. You know, I could see that the community was really coming out and excited to be watching and participating in the run. So that was really cool to see. And, you know, no more runs today. This is the conclusion of, you know, we have PB Precipice and It's Dangerous to Go Alone every other Sunday starting at 1. So if you enjoyed the runs you saw today, you know, every other week you can see more amazing co-op speedruns.